What's up, y'all?
What's good, y'all? Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill here, going live as we always do, DZ. We kind of step our game up. You already know. Today's gonna be a pretty interesting show. I think, I hope, and we're gonna cover some topics. We're actually
always interesting though.
It's gonna be it's always interesting. But we're going to that all of a sudden now, right? That's what you were talking about. So we're going to talk about some stuff tonight, and I think it's very prevalent. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know why that moved. That was pretty cool.
So I want to go ahead and do our clink. This. So he is, and I'm
Sip,
and I'm Spill. Boom.
Right.
I don't know. I think, guys, we are at over 145 shows.
Right.
Man, we have truly been on it for 90 days. I'm very proud of us. Today is a significant day because I feel the last few shows, your girl was going through something. So I'm in the recovery stage now. And you know how I always say when Ed and I first started out, we in the basement, you know what I'm saying? Then we moved to the garage, so where I'm at in my recovery, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the living room, you know what I'm saying? On my way to the bedroom. That's how you know that you back together. So with that said, I just want to go ahead and, as always, make sure I say thank you for all the love and support that have sent me, for everyone that's been in my DM, for everyone that sent me flowers, for everyone that sent me cards and some flipograms I got. And I just want to say, I appreciate every last one of y'all. The most important, the most you can do for someone is pray for them. That is the best gift that I can get. But your girl is doing good. I'm feeling great. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep on going through this journey so I can continue to share with y'all and update y'all more and more. But I am excited tonight. I wanted to, Ed and I kind of move around, as y'all can see. We do. And so I'm excited because tonight, we talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk about, for every content I can say we talk about, it gets more exciting when it's a story, for me anyway. For me, it's a story. Right. So the story that we wanted to talk about starting out tonight was this couple, and there's a lot of couples living like this, married, single, or, a situationship rather, all that. So I'm talking to all of them. I have the scenario of what's going on with a particular couple that sent me their story, but I'm just going to talk about everybody and anybody because this does affect everyone. And the story is we are together. We are together and we love each other. Right. But we are unhappy. And so it's just the everyday to day of being unhappy. Just, doing your regular thing, going to work, coming home. If you got children, don't got children, taking care of them. You know what I'm saying? And just being the way you be in the house. When you go out with friends, come back. It's that unspoken word that I like to say. When you just, you are, I call it presently absent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm gonna go a little bit more deeper with it because I want y'all to connect to this story because a lot of people is living like this and they just feel like they normalizing this type of behavior where you in the crib with somebody you don't even half-ass talk to. Okay. Or you do, but it's fake. You say what's necessary, you cordial, in front of the kids, or you talk about a bill or two. You know what I'm saying? And even if y'all land in the same bed and you scoot over and just so happen to have her ass pump up against, his section, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all go ahead and make that happen, you still feel empty afterwards. Then you walking around and y'all pretending y'all got a stamina, y'all got friends or people that know y'all for longevity of time. And y'all want to project that image that you all are together, and right. Y'all pretend and be like, we good.
You can act that for a long time. You do that for so long, you have like a regiment, so to speak.
Yeah. Like we know when we're in front of people, this is how we get down. And then most importantly, what trips me out is that you literally, you just fall into place. Be like, you don't even got to look at each other. You already know. Well, how y'all know? We good. We good, babe. We good. Yeah, that's how we be.
Everything good, right?
We good.
Right. Yeah,
we was just talking about.
We were just talking about how we were good before you got here. We were like, we're good.
We good.
And that's right.
You know How y'all doing though?
Yeah, fuck that. What y'all doing? What y'all been up to? Y'all been up to y'all going there? Y'all go to that party?
You know what? You remember when we went there? That's the shit we talking about. That's exactly how there's some couples. You are truly normalizing being unhappy. Right. So we talking about being unhappy in a relationship. We also talking about being unhappy. You go into a job that you really don't like, and you just messing with it because it's the money, and you feel like you need it, and you feel like you can't do no better.
You got no choice. Shit, you ask your
ass like, damn. I really don't like it, but this is what I'm doing. Then you are also, might be putting another person that you're in a relationship through school. So you working your ass off and she going through school or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And hey, Tanya. So it's one of those things with being unhappy. I'm glad she said she great topic. But it's one of those things that, in a career, in a relationship, you unhappy. You know what I'm saying? And then you might not be happy with friends and family. You know what I'm saying? You might have a superficial relationship with families, as Ed and I like to call, when you can be family, you could be blood, you could have shared a womb, but then you turn out with your behaviors and the way you act, like, okay, we got the same blood, but your ass a relative. Right. You understand? Right, it does change these things. Yeah. For real, for real. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things where just being completely unhappy, my answer to the question was this. I'm gonna give y'all the scenario of what was given to me. Okay, so a young lady and her guy, they are not married, they are engaged. They have been engaged for 3 years. Okay. She said they engaged for 3 years. They don't have any children. Okay. At the moment, she do think she is pregnant. Okay. She decided not to tell her because she don't know what she want to do. She don't know if she want to keep it or she want to let it go. Wow. Simply for the fact that she said there's no cheating. They have no adultery whatsoever. I mean, infidelity. Okay. She said it's just there's an emptiness. She's known him for a lot of years of her life. They are in their early 40s. And she says she's known them for, they met 12, 13, and she said that's pretty much all the man she, known throughout her life. She's met him when she was 12, 13 years old or 13 years ago. 12 and 13 years old, they've known each other. Their families know each other. They're heavily, heavily intertwined. That's tricky. Her father, his father, best friends. That's tricky though, because I'm gonna ask you about that because now you would think us being married and all that stuff for all so many years and us having our experience that we've had, we would think that, ideally you kind of want to marry your friend or be in a relationship with your friend, somebody you know for a long time. But that's kind of that's a different spin to it because you think. So I'm gonna ask you this: is it just for me outside looking in? Is it a situation where it's like, what, I'm available, you available? Hey, might as well, you know what I'm saying? Your relationship didn't work. We've been friends for a long time. My relationship didn't work. Might as well go ahead. Is it one of them moves? I think if it's older, it could be one of those moves. Just a lot of people don't want to go through loneliness. So, up in age, they decide to just get together simply for the fact of, listen, I know you, you know me. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go ahead and it's going to be enough. What you think? Because you don't want to be, we put ourselves together, we good. But when you 15, 16, 13, 14, you was married at a very young age. Your ass in love, to you in love. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you damn near feel like, damn, I can't live without you. Yeah, you find yourself not. And you like, I can't even and then the very thought of somebody being with that person, you like, oh my God, no. So I'm going to put a ring on and you married. But I'm going to tell you something. This is where a lot of people don't do. This is why. So I'm going to go ahead and toot my own horn and just say, I'm not really just toot my own, but I can say that I'm an ordained minister to where I can marry, okay? In order for Kimmy Kim to marry anyone, I require a 3-day retreat, something that I came up with, something that is implemented through me, and you have to pass the test in order for me to marry you, if you want me to marry you. And simply for the fact is because a lot of times the number one thing people want to get married for is because they want this bomb-ass wedding and spend all this money, but live in a broke-ass apartment. Don't make no damn sense. Okay, so anyway, I would say the number one thing I try to tell people, Ed, is that when you first got together, just like this couple, they first got together and you were young, you had innocent type love. Whether you just call it puppy love. Puppy love, yeah. As they aged and they became teenagers, they became more mature. Mm-hmm. And it was easier for them. Both families knew each other, stuff like that. And so it became easier and easier. But at the same time, you're like, okay, I love these people. And when you got somebody telling you like, you need to be with that person, you start looking at them like, I might should. You need to be with that person because they this and that. And I'm gonna tell you, that is not all. Compatibility has a lot of different variables. Not just the fact that my family know your family. I've been knowing you for a long time. We look good together. We'll make pretty babies. All kind of stuff be said, right? You got good money. I got good money. We're a cat. But I do think compatibility changes. So once you made the decision to be together, all that came into place. And then you start feeling that emptiness inside. It's because you truly have not fulfilled what you really wanted. Some things are surface and we change. As I've said plenty of times before, and I'll say today, you change on a consistently basis. So if I marry you today, I need to understand that the person that I'm marrying today is not going to be that person in a year. Hell, I can tell y'all right now, I'm not going to be the same person sitting in front of y'all this time next year. I'm not. As things change in your life. Now, I'll be the same person stuck if I don't evolve. But we become and we realizing that we are evolving when you're in a relationship, and then you start feeling guilty. So you just press it down and you start justifying why you still with that person. We got kids and I don't want to leave because of the kids. The kids gonna be fine. That's the most dumbass excuse to stay with a person when you're unhappy. You only got one life to live. Real talk, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm 100% divorced. Was married for over 30 years. And I will sit here and tell you that I do not regret what I went through to get to where I'm at today. But at the end of the day, I thank God that I was smart enough, wise enough to say, Kimmy want to be happy. Okay? I'm not going to stay because I got 4 beautiful kids. Hell no. That's not a good reason to stay. I needed to stay because I'm feeling great. Yes, the dynamics and all that look good, but there's a lot of people looking good, guys, and they're not good. I go right ahead and just say this because it was a big old thing. Everybody was like, oh my God, Clinton and Hillary. And then everybody's like, oh my God, Clinton was really all up in the Oval Office. The hell? Because people forget that people is human as fuck. We're human. You know what I'm saying? And you need to reevaluate yourself to make sure on a constant basis, because a lot of people forget this too. When you've been in a long-term relationship, you still choose that person. Do you realize that? Well, when you became unhappy, you stopped choosing that person. Now, you ain't told that person. Hell, you don't even got to tell them. If you're smart and you're a woman without intuition, we know when our man not involved with us no more. We know when he not rocking with us no more. We know it's just not the same. Hell, it's a nigga you just messing with. We know when they just not giving us that same thing no more. That's how I be.
Let me ask you a question, though. That particular couple, is that a couple that have been together since they're 12, 13, or just happen to know each other and got together older?
So they've been together since they was about 16 years old. They've been knowing each other 12 and 13. Their fathers are best friends.
Okay, so they've been in a consistent relationship since they were 16, or have
on and off. They had breaks, when they was younger, but 16 and 17, they like always been together. Even when they tried to separate and not be together, they, the family be like, you should be with Todd, and you should be with Janet.
I want to use your word and channel, if you don't mind. I want to channel. I don't know if I threw something.
The hell that was. Okay.
I want to channel something, and what I mean by that is I want to channel the aspect of people growing up. When you said they love each other but they're not happy. Now here's where it gets tricky. This is what we talk about. When we first did our first show, we were talking about the differences with monogamy and polyamory, or just really, and we were bringing up those differences on our show to kind of see that there are variances in how your relationship may evolve. People change. Is there options and stuff to do? And some people, with it, some people aren't. Everybody got their opinions on that. But what I will say is that once you become accustomed to somebody, you really don't know how to live without that person. And what happens is, so my channel is, I want to channel that with them as saying, you're with them because you do love them, because you grew up with them. But you guys have grown apart, but that's all you know. So the fear of doing something different is prevalent. Like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And also, you don't know how to tell them that you've changed. Like, I tell my kids, I say this all the time, I tell my kids to try to make adult decisions as children. And my thing is that you're a child all the way until you're not a child. And you will know when you're not a child. You're not a child when you have, number one, been independent emotionally and financially from whoever you've been dependent on, number one. Number two, when you know who you are. Okay, so sometimes it takes a while to know that I don't like green eggs and ham, right? So you kind of don't know because you never tried it. So you have to live life and say, okay, I don't like green eggs and ham. Now you owned it. You know yourself. Now I can tell you, yo, I'm telling you right now, I don't like green eggs and ham. Before we meet, we sit on the table. I don't do green eggs and ham. I've tried it 15 times. I can tell you what it is. So now when you grow up with each other, y'all grew up under those auspices of being young, and that's how you knew each other. Like you said, y'all change, and they don't know how to articulate that. That's all they know. And they go with other people, and they're able to express like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I like this. I can't tell him because he think I like it this way. I don't like that no more. And that's a weird space to be in. So I want to try to talk about with that possible solutions. I don't necessarily know exactly the route to take, but it's going to be a very, very, very serious coming to Jesus moment. Somebody has to have the balls to say, yo, we got to reset. And it's something you said, the inventory check.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have a real inventory check and lay the foundation. Say, listen, we got to have a conversation with no retaliation. Like you tell me something, I can't be woo, Kimmy. You can't tell me. You can't feel like you can't tell me nothing like you're going to get whooped. So I have to be able to sit there. We had conversations. I was speaking with me and my wife. We had conversations about just things we've evolved and changed into. And we have a thing, we call them these gut punching moments. Mm-hmm. And it'd be these moments. We were older, okay, later on in our marriage. And we had these gut punching moments. And it'd be like, okay, we'll be like, okay, I got to tell you something. Or I forgot the word. I wish I could ask her. But it was a phrase we were saying. We'd be like, oh, shit, okay, here we go. And we know what we got to tell that person that we didn't tell because we didn't do it at front. We was fucking kids. Mm-hmm. We didn't do it at first. So now we adults. Now we have like, yeah, I don't really, I don't like the grandpa. You know what I'm saying? So we had these moments, and it was like I had to tell her my truth. She had to hear it and be like, It was times, Kimmy, we had these real moments, and it'll hurt so bad. You said the best way: words hit like a fist. Mm-hmm. Girl, when I tell you. We'll say something and it'll hit you so bad you just be like that your eyes start watering because you can't.
You're saying you can't retaliate.
I can't retaliate because so they have to kind of practice that. They have to find a place.
Okay, but in this situation, okay. So I'm gonna go with that. I don't want to get too far from it where I don't drop. Where I feel like as Ed always say, we talk about stuff, but I also want to say just my experience with solution. But say you've done all that. That's already been done. We've done that conversation. We've done all that. Most people is living a lie with one another.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So you're saying to me, I'm trying to channel, just trying to make sure I understand. You're saying hypothetically, what have you done it and then they keep moving on? Or are you saying seriously, like literally?
I'm speaking of a story as well as how people is literally living today.
Okay, so I'm
so you didn't have those conversations. You didn't did the radical conversation, come to Jesus moment, cry together, put on Lenny, and y'all crying your butt off. Okay, this girlfriend and boyfriend married doesn't matter what your relationship. You got a situationship. So you both like I don't want what you said. You said earlier that you've been with this person for so long, so that's all you know. So unfamiliarity, which is Ed says a lot. He said unfamiliarity. He say options. But at the end of the day, the key word that you did say is the absolute fear of doing something different. See, people get stuck. You get stuck. And this is all I know. So I went to school, I graduated, I got a degree. I'm at the highest of my degree, the highest in my job. But rich people still do shit like kill themselves. They got all the money in the world. We be like, shit, we'll trade places. But they're still looking for something because the fulfillment that needs to happen is within you, not through anyone else. I could know that person for all these years, and it's still not going to fulfill me. What fulfills me is what I allow in my life that I need that you can give me.
Which is true, yeah.
Which changes, though.
I get that. I want to go back to. I want to go back to the point you said they had a conversation.
They had a conversation. Okay, had a conversation.
Okay, but then wasn't an effective conversation because how can you go back? It's like you can't go back no more.
Like what you mean you can't go back?
Okay, if I tell you
they didn't have a situation where they come to Jesus meeting. Their conversation is so many different relationships. You talking about challenging what you happened with you and your wife.
Well, no,
y'all had a conversation. It was gut wrenching, and y'all said y'all didn't want to retaliate. But they didn't have nothing to confess to each other. Just the fact that I'm unhappy. I didn't do nothing. I ain't go sleep with no other bar. That's why this make it so hard for them. Because everybody else looking at normal shit. You cheated. You did this and that. No, they living, they got the life. Just what they thought they was going to have at 16, 17 years old.
Yeah,
but they're not happy.
I don't,
with one another.
But that's weird to me.
Really?
That's ridiculously weird.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm not trying to talk about that. I'm just saying it's weird because if you tell the person you're not happy, so you just sit there and say, hey, I'm not happy, then you walk away.
No. They said that they was unhappy.
And then
they said they said that they love each other. And then they just said that they unhappy.
I think they pacified. They have to have. If you say I'm happy, but I love you though. But it's like I think they pacify. You don't need to have to. This is me. I don't. You know better than I do. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know better than I do. So I don't want to speak out of turn. But I don't understand how they can say I'm unhappy and then just leave it like that. Why are you unhappy?
Okay,
what the fuck is wrong?
Okay. It's no different than Ed. Somebody cheating on your ass, and then you say that hurt me, or you hurting your spouse or your relationship partner, and you still stay with them because you love them. You don't want to leave.
But that's a one-sided thing. So only one person said both
sides. Because listen, I feel like you're unhappy, which made me unhappy.
Okay, so one person's unhappy in this relationship.
One of the person had the guts to say, It's just like you in a relationship, and the person come to you and say, "Listen, we different. We ain't the same." And I'm speaking this in terms. It don't always got to be relationship people, because you can have all kind of relationships, partnerships, relationship with your children, everything. Just say, I don't like the way we are. Something is off. Mm-hmm. Okay. That person said, I'm gonna do better then. I'm gonna do better. And you know what I'm saying?
But I'm not buying. Let me tell you what I'm saying. I don't think that, I feel that the conversation was had, but I think it was some bullshit and there was some ice cream that was in it. They wasn't laying down. They couldn't have, because and I get what you're saying, because even if I'm not saying there should be an obvious split or relationship dynamic, but that shit should not be the same. I don't give a damn.
Why not? People live like that every day. They say the same old shit, keep cheating, keep lying.
Yeah, but no, that's
still living the damn same.
I understand that.
So what makes it different for this couple that don't have that type of dynamic?
That's not even going to. I'm gonna stay right where it is. Okay,
right with them. They don't have nothing to say, but that they are unhappy.
So there's no way in the world you could sit here and say, you say, okay, Ed, I'm unhappy. I'm not happy. I want to go do these things. That should be followed up with, why are you unhappy?
Okay, so they tell each other that I'm unhappy. I feel like you've changed. You're different. It's just the way you used to love me and care about me. The things we used to do together, we don't do it no more. The things that everybody have their own set of happiness. You and I have your own way of being happy. I have my own way of being. Everybody have. The key to making it work for you is being connected with somebody that can love you, not just one way, but always. I want a motherfucker that's gonna love me in 100 different ways all the time, and consistently and constantly choose me every day, because he got a damn choice. If you live in your life and you walking around and acting as if that, okay, we good, like we just pretended before, that couples do all the time, or people in relationships all the time,
they doing it
and
now,
saying, okay, but that's what they saying, okay, I need a breakout, because all this is behind fear. All this is behind fear.
So somebody bullshit.
Both of them. I don't feel like neither one of them is bullshit, because if you can admit that you're an alcoholic, goddamn it, you're an alcoholic. So they both admitted we're unhappy. Why? He has his way, she has her way.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm clear, because I'm slower than you, obviously, because I don't understand this.
He ain't slow.
You say I'm unhappy, and they're like, okay. You try to for dinner. That's what something has to be. Okay, so you unhappy. Let's role play. We're gonna role play.
Okay.
Ain't nobody tricking off. Ain't nobody cheating. I get that.
Take that out the door.
Kim, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how you gonna take this. Okay. But I just, for the last 5 years, I just feel like empty and I'm unhappy. I don't feel the relationship. I'm not feeling myself. Blah blah blah. I'm not feeling it. I don't like what's going on. I'm not happy. Every day I come home, I don't even want to come home.
It took you 5 years to tell me that you've been unhappy, though? You don't think I recognize and see the change, the behavior that you're doing? Because I'm unhappy.
Okay.
I'm unhappy. I feel like you don't give me what I need in this relationship. I feel like I tried to talk to you and tell you stuff, and you just walk over it. I told you shit, and you tell me that you're going to do this, you're going to do that.
Okay,
and you haven't done it.
Okay, let's do this then. Okay, I feel you.
So now you want to sit here and talk to me and tell me?
I don't want to fight, though. We're not going to fight. I do want to say.
But we've been fighting every day.
Okay, so let's start. That don't work. It ain't been working.
You're right.
So we're not gonna do that right now.
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to tell me what it is about what's going on with us. What are you specifically unhappy about?
Okay, what I want you to do, since you felt to tell me that you're unhappy, you said for 5 years of our relationship.
Okay, I want you to bring it down just a little bit because you're being a little. I'm just asking. Just because we don't have to do that, because what you
see,
when you do that, no, but when you do that, listen,
okay.
when you do that, then all we're gonna do is just wait for the other person to finish, just so we can respond. We basically fight.
Okay.
So let's not fight.
Okay.
You said you were unhappy. I said I was unhappy. So
I'm
we agree on that.
character for 1 minute. Okay. I get what he's saying, and that might be great, and that's great, guys. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I would say that the woman go here, it's hard to hear when your man tell you after so long and all this time, because we live our lives like thinking we can fix shit without him even knowing we're trying to fix shit, because our intuition is so strong. We know they're different. We know how they act, and they're not giving us that same type of energy. So we be fixing. So when he physically said out his mouth, this is when I'm no disrespect, but this is when we act like a white person being chased and about to be killed, because all of a sudden now we have this big like, you knew it the whole time, but it's like a shock factor. So her voice get raised and she get it. Then when he try, wait a minute, and then when she trying to get it all out, cause she all like that, and then he like, you know what, we're not gonna fight. She really get mad like, damn, this nigga is calm and everything, so he good. He ain't in distress. He good. He telling me because he found it take a man a long time to be able to tell his woman that, because he don't want to hurt her feelings. He don't want her to cry. He don't want her to do that. So I just wanted, that's why I went the way I went. Now I'm going to jump back in character and go, this is how it should go. Now he just told me that he been happy for 5 years. Okay, so this is how I'm going to go with the young lady that told me this is exactly how their conversation went. So he sat her down. He said, "You're happy."
Okay. So
and said, okay. I've been feeling like something been wrong. I don't know what it is, and I just been feeling like I could fix it. I wanted us to fix it, but I know I couldn't tell you because I was scared. And then to hear you say that it's just like we'll make everything so real.
Well, here's the thing with me. Like, I feel like if I tell you, because I'll give you little hints, right? A little stuff that like. Not a little like, okay, baby, I want to do this and the other. You immediately like not interested. And I feel like the stuff I want to do, you don't like it at all. Like, and it's like, I'm just talking about a little bit of it. Like, I really want to like, okay, I want to ride bikes, motorcycles. I was talking about getting a Can-Am, the 3-wheeler. And like, man, why don't we just do, it was like a little, my man had a little spot. Though. I know what you're saying, but it's like, okay.
I ain't trying to lose you though.
I'm not even, so I feel that. That's why I didn't say nothing about it. But I'm thinking like, man, I want to ride with my guy and ride with that girl. I'm like, this is a more safer way. It's not even a Spider. The Spider just sit up on the bike. It's like a motorcycle, like 3-wheel. This was like damn near like a,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I feel like so my only thing is that I feel like I want to do stuff. When I bring it to you, you like, hell no, it's stupid. You make it seem like what I want to do is dumb and stupid as hell.
That sound like that?
That's what I be feeling like. I feel like I can't say nothing to you. So now I gotta come in like, well, she don't want to do it. It's like you don't need to bring it up to her. She gonna think it's
of you to already like straight, set me up for failure. Already telling yourself that that's how I'm gonna react. You can't take a chance like that away from me. I don't care how I have in the past, because you said that with me. You told me stop doing you like that.
Okay.
I just make something because I feel like this is what you want. You like, and what I'm feeling is that we just different in a lot of things, because I have changed too. Like you think it's just cool to just have everybody over all the time. I don't like all that, because babe, you go to bed, I'm up cleaning up. I clean up, you be like, you tipsy, you good, and everybody, what's up, everybody? And then I'm sitting there cleaning up the damn house. I gotta go to work too. You just go to bed. I come in the room like you finna help me, you snoring and shit. So I mean, you got me looking crazy too. I'm just saying though, and then I don't understand why we can't get the extension on the house. Why I done brought you all kind of blueprints, how we can do. I told you I can work double time, and you just don't want to put in the work. Like I feel like I don't even come talk to you about it no more, because I feel like you don't even want to hear it.
I feel like I want to move, and I feel like we're gonna move in a couple of years. I feel like adding an extension, that right there, in my opinion, ain't gonna add no value to the crib. We're gonna spend more money, and we're gonna stick the same amount of money.
Showed you you had the guy to come. They can show you how it would bring value.
Okay, let's do this then. Let's meet halfway. All right, let's try every day. Let's have a conversation. I'll work on that's to work on the extension. But I want you, when I say something to you, don't just shoot me down. Like, at least hear me out. At least try it. At least I feel like, and then if you don't like it, that's cool. But don't make me feel stupid for liking it. Because now I feel like I can't tell you nothing, because now when I say something, you make it sound like I feel stupid. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna look at the blueprints. I got the stuff like that, and then let's decide. This is how I look at it.
But is that the only thing really making you unhappy though?
It's just that I feel but that starts. It's like that small stuff. There's other stuff I want to do.
So okay, so when I was just when I went to Kimmy Kim and I had this meeting, that's what she was saying. Like, it'd be small things to break people up, not big stuff.
Right.
But you said 5 years though. I mean, so we've been doing this for 5 years, and this how you've been on. You've been feeling like this because. Can I say why I'm unhappy? I mean, that right there, yeah, I want you to look at the blueprint. I want to do this at your house. I want you to not have company over every weekend. You know what I'm saying? And fall asleep and don't help. I want you to help me with the chores. But the number one reason why I'm unhappy, because you stopped making me feel excited.
Okay, so what you mean by that? Like, what do you mean you feel excited?
Okay, so what happened to when we first started? When you came to the door, I used to run to the door. Be excited. If I got home before you, or you got home before me, you had dinner ready, bathtub ready, and then, we would do our work, and then I'm charting, you know what I'm saying? You finishing up what you need to finish, and then we would have our time. Like, that was our time. No TV, no phones. Okay. Now, you come through the door. Now, I'd be like, man, I fix you something, and you still. Phone ringing, you talking to me, and you still. I mean, it's just like, I stopped being your girl. I stopped being the person that, you know what I'm saying, that outside of the world, we stopped making our cave of us.
All right, so I didn't know you felt that way.
Right, because you just been going on and on, but we had this conversation, like, little bit, like you doing with me right now, and then it just, like, I used to get excited, like, what happened to date night? We don't do that no more. Now,
I want to pause on our thing. So now, that conversation happens, right?
That's what happened now.
Right, and then they just leave it and just go to bed.
So no, so they did that. They did what I like to call agreements. They made an agreement just like Ed and I did, role play that. They made an agreement, said that they were gonna he said he's gonna be better than this Sarah and it's gonna be better, which I feel like is the number one. I'm not gonna say it. Okay, that's good that they came to that one. That means they both still in it. You can't fight somebody if one of them out the ring and the other one in there.
Right.
So if one completely shut down, another one's still trying to do everything, your ass is lost. You gotta be in there together. Okay, right. So this is the point. I call it 3 phases. First phase, that they in there together, they had that conversation. This is what we gonna do. So they walking around subliminally thinking that, hey, we gonna change and we gonna do this. And so you get a little excited, just a little bit more excited. You get a little bit more excited because you think like, okay. And then, for the first few days, you're like, what's up, babe? Come in, show up, blah, blah, blah. They go on a date and I had the best time. Then look, damn, the sex different. They're like, oh, she like, you know what I'm saying? He like, well, damn, you ain't know I've been working out. I've been doing blah, blah. Okay, that went on. It might have lasted for maybe even a month. But because it don't last for a month, because the other person, each other, I'm going to say them both, really didn't get how truly unhappy they really is, because the first thing they did was blame each other. And that's not right. Listen, when you get with somebody to enhance your life. You need to already be healed. You need to already be happy. You need to already be content. So when that other person comes, you absolutely got something to give. See, if you're looking for that other person, that other human person to fulfill all your needs, they're going to always come up short. They're going to fail short every time. God don't like that. When you ask him and you praying, sisters and brothers, for a woman, a queen, a king, you asking him to enhance your life for who you already are. But before that, you say, God, make me, okay, the best woman, the best wife, the best mother, everything that I can be. So I got something to give. You understand? Because if you get married, and I think a lot of people do, they do. When you first get married, especially when you're young, you start off and you be like, man, you expecting that other person to fulfill those needs of yours. And they can't. They're going to keep falling. And then when you realize, you're like, I'm putting too much. I'm putting too much on it. And okay, I'm going to give y'all something small that could be big. I'm going to say daughter, this is daughter-in-law. But we had our first Mitchell on, okay? and y'all will see plenty more of our Mitchell and Mitchells. But our first Mitchell, which is Ed's daughter-in-law, came on. I'm gonna say my daughter because I don't have one, but I love to call his daughters mine. So they came on, and she came on, and she wanted to basically just talking about, young parents to their day, but most importantly, she wanted to give and her husband, Jordan, she wanted to give him his flowers and say how he's been there for her, how he helps her with the children, how she's just been like, do what she do, but he still unselfishly still help her do what she do. So if he need to actually hold the baby, or he need to actually take care of the kids, hell, if he need to have one on the shoulder, one on the lap, and the other one on his arm, he got her. Okay? And she was like, they just don't get enough recognition. They just don't. You all do not know. Be tuned to see this. We will be putting it out this week. How powerful that is, because she's recognizing that very early on, being a mom, very early on, being married, very early on, a new relationship. Because when you start having children, it changes the dynamic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so attentive to my man because I got this child on my hip and I'm breastfeeding and I'm tired and I really don't want you. What you mean you in the mood? I don't feel like doing none of that. I want to go to sleep. Hell, I want to know what it is to take a damn shower without somebody crying. I got to go, you know what I'm saying? So things change when you start having children. That's why our next topic is going to be sexual preference and how to continue to keep it lit all the time, simply even with a baby on you. Okay. But I'm just letting you know, I'm just saying, that right there, her just literally putting it out there, giving your husband her flowers, starts a very long process of her recognizing who he is, which also helps him to be like, my wife respect and love me, and she appreciate what I do. And you know what that makes him do? It makes him do even more. The fact something simple as thank you goes a long way, but not just out your mouth, but just show it. Something simple stuff. It don't be the big shit that break people up. Everybody think people be leaving over infidelity and not. No, they don't. They be staying together even longer after that. They be breaking up over little shit like this.
You know what's crazy is that, I want to go just going back to, or really honing in on that, because it's like things could be simple, or it could be simplistically difficult, right? Mm-hmm. Or simplistically whatever, kind of just hard to get through, right?
Right.
So my thought is with them, going back to that couple, I'm thinking like, well, this is my heart of hearts. I think that the work, they're at the beginning stages of the work. And I think that life is we always know it's a marathon. It's not sprints. This is a marathon. And so I think that they uncover the first layer. My thing is this. I don't want to subscribe to, well, we had a conversation and shit, it fucked up. It's like, no, they are consequent conversations.
So they have to constantly and consistently choose each other.
They have to constantly consistently choose each other, which I think they do. And then that goes along with the constantly do the.
Okay, but that's just the beginning of the story.
Oh, okay.
So it gets more, but that's what I'm saying. We're talking about we love each other, but we're unhappy.
But I'm saying, okay.
So that means most of the time when you came to that term, you have spent a little time together. You didn't have your ups and downs. You know that in marriage, you had your ups and downs. You change after 5 and 7.
Yeah, but see,
10 years.
But we know. I can speak for myself. We know that even in those times, you kind of float. What they say? What they say when you live? It was a song that going through the motions.
Okay.
Going through the motions of living life, right? You got all these like the kids and stuff like that. What do you call those things? They're just kind of like fluffs or whatever you call them. There, whatever. And so you go through these things,
your ups and downs, your ebbs and flows.
But they're not necessarily resolved. They're just existing. Like, we can go through things and not really deal with stuff.
Okay, but why? Whose fault is that?
Well, right. So we're not right. I don't think it's fair to say it's your fault, my fault. I just think it is now time to do what you always talk about, for real inventory check. It's like, no, fuck that. Oh no, it's all good. No, it's not all good.
But
it's not a quick.
I get that.
Let's be done with it, because next week we're not done. We probably can't. Like when I was talking, we were doing the those gut punches. It was like that day we couldn't. It was a revelation. I had to, whatever she told me, I had to take it. I had to cook. Go home, but go ahead and cook it, eat it, digest on it, sleep on it overnight, all that kind of stuff. Then next day, like, okay, all right. Now that all my tea is done, We ain't resolved it. We talked about it, but we still got to figure out, okay, so what? I got a lot of questions. What is that really? How do you feel about that now? And then the next thing would be, what can we do moving forward?
Okay, so you do that. But this is the thing. I think, okay, so I'm going to agree with you to say this much, Ed. It's not a quick solution, okay, but it has to be a continued, consistent one that you constantly working on.
Do they, I turn it off. Do they understand?
Yeah, just turn it off. It's going to go out. You can just
Do
turn
they-
it off.
I'm
That's
sorry.
my speaker, y'all.
But
So just click off.
So my question is, do they know? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, okay.
So I never got a chance to tell the whole story. Maybe then
Okay.
you could figure it out. That's the beginning stages. Like I said, you in the basement. That's the basement.
Okay.
They came and they finally acknowledged they overcame the fear to tell one another that they are unhappy.
Got it.
Okay. Then they came up with agreement. They thought this is a plan. Every couple do this. You know, you come up with a plan. You have that argument or you get back and forth, and then you're like, okay. And then after that, okay, after you do that, you said all that, some time go by. Now, you might not know that I had a time limit on when I wanted you to get your shit together. And then I had a time limit, you had a time limit on me. And then we start doing this. Giving out dates. Well, on April 30th, 1990s, you said, and now we 3 years in and you still doing the same thing. Because listen, the conversation started off where he said, which was the first mistake. No inventory was checked for years. He said 5 years I've been unhappy. Damn, what took you so long? Because that's an individual thing, guys. That's not, he can't look at his girl and be like, it's because of you. No. You had the fear of losing me. You had the fear of being without me. Your ass was scared. I'm all what you know. That's all on you. We need to take ownership to be able to get fellowship of what works best for us.
Okay.
So
I agree.
That's the first part. Second part, now they come back together. That day we talk, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. You still on the same old shit. He said, well, you still on the same old shit. And now it's other things added. Now they at the beginning, they didn't. And that's what everybody do bits and pieces. When you really want to have that inventory check that Kimmy Kim says all the time, inventory check is when you straight up talking to each other and you telling each other the absolute real. You're real, the straight skinny, the straight up truth. I know, look, I call it the unfathomable, radical conversation that you're gonna cry. You're probably gonna, you're gonna be mad as hell. You're gonna be mad as hell. You're gonna have to do some intermissions. Let me get up, let me walk away, let me come back. Yep. I've told different couples plenty of times, listen, before you do anything crazy, walk away, go sit down, come back. And I know I'm a big believer of, don't like nobody just walking out. We husband and wife, or we living together, don't leave the house, because that's when you put other people in your stuff. And don't pick up your damn phone. It's unacceptable. Carry your butt in the other room, okay? At least let us get to some type of solution before we start seeking the outside source of that. You know, you got to, because you and that is a sacred thing. Because see, some people, I might be Ed's friend, right? And that's it. And Ed my friend. But do Ed care about my life? Like who I have with somebody else? Or do I care about his life to have somebody else? And people be having that. They don't be having that. You know you got somebody real when they say they care about you and that other person. It's good for couples to have people to care about them both. Right. Okay, so it can be a mediocre. It's not just, I'm just your side because you my friend, and I'm just your side because you my friend. No. I'm working with you because I care about your life. That's why I said, you don't want somebody, guys, to just love you one way. One position, one place. You want somebody to love your ass in 100 different ways, 100 different times. And love you and what you love. Because I say this all the time with all of my friends. Well, they don't got to love what you love now. But they got to love the fact that they got to respect the fact that you love, and I love it that you love. So I'm going to give you that. And that's part of loving you. Well, okay. So yeah, that's the better way of saying it. But I'm saying, like, if you are a friend, I can call him my friend. I always defer. I always err on the side of the relationship. Okay. So if you're in a relationship and you and your spouse is going through, and you and your guys going through, you and your girl is going through something, even if it's kind of raggedy, as your friend, I'm not gonna be like, man, you go ahead on that. Welcome. I'm gonna be like, no. And I know, because I can't be that person unless it's a straight murder or something. I can't be the one to tell you to leave your person. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I agree to that. Like nobody would ever say get a divorce.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Don't tell nobody. Yeah, like your friend, like you were just saying.
You said don't tell the person to get a divorce.
Well, I'm going back to
only if she come tell you she getting her ass whipped and teeth and fell out. And then you might want to say get a divorce.
I'm saying let's go back to if you and your husband, you and your wife had that hard conversation, and you go out, you say don't go and talk to nobody. Even if whoever that person, if you were to talk to somebody after that, that person should be the person say that should be trying to err on the side and keep y'all keeping together. That's
right. Okay, I agree with that. You want that kind of feeling. That's a whole nother subject because that's something that we have to learn. You know, you have your girlfriend and you didn't know that after so many years that she was jealous of the fact that you had what she didn't have. She's still out here trying to find her Mr. Right here. You living and sleeping with yours every day. And then soon as something go wrong and then, you know, it's a whole nother scenario. The next, you know, she with him. I mean, I'm just saying, you're going to keep it there because that's how it be. So you do want to have that. However, with this particular dynamic of loving each other and they're saying they're unhappy, they came to that conclusion, made that, you know, that first thing in the basement, admitted it to each other, thought that they together can make that amount of changes. That didn't work. The second stage they decided was, let's bring our parents involved.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're young. They made that decision.
Early 40s.
The father, no, they're young. I'm talking about. This is how it kept going. They're in their 40s now. Oh. I'm showing how it all started. Okay, so in their 40s now. However, but the second stage, they decided to bring their family because they felt that they family trusted. Just like you said with a friend.
I know, but let me just interject. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That is the problem.
You think that's the problem?
That's the problem. Because here's the thing. That right there, and I get what you're saying because I think you and I as parents, we're gonna be like advocates for the relationship. I think that we were for our kids. We're not gonna be like F them. Well, whatever, I don't know. But I think we're gonna give them sound advice and wisdom.
Right.
I say that.
Yeah.
Okay. That will make sense and not be biased toward our children, unless it's somebody getting hurt. I get that. It's kind of hard not to be biased. Somebody hurt your kid. That's a whole little different thing. But here's the thing. With all that, let's just take that out the way.
Okay. So they went to the family and you disagree.
I feel exactly because their relationship was hinged on that. Period.
What hinged on the fact that their fathers knew each other? They were best friends?
I don't give a damn if they was married and gay friends. It doesn't matter. The fathers, the mothers, cousin Ann, all them people need to stay out of their business. And that's what's going to build them up. Okay. They need to have somebody, if they were to talk to somebody who does not have any type of skin in the game. Okay. Don't have nothing to gain or lose out of the situation. Don't give a fuck once y'all leave my office. Okay. What y'all do. I'm going to tell y'all, this is the black and white. And this is something I love you say all the time. Kimmy always say, I talk about the truth. You can say what you want to do. Ed want to talk around here. Kim go right down the middle. When you start talking bringing your family, even to give you sound advice, it's going to come with the tone of, listen, I love y'all. I want y'all to. And they're going to give you, at that moment, it may not be the best situation. I use martial arts all the time. There are certain things. My Shihan told me about my kid who is going to training. He was like, if you could do it, you wouldn't bring them here. And it's because I'm gonna do something to them that you're not gonna put on them that they need. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be like, take a little off. Mm. They ain't gotta do all that. I don't want my kids dealing with that, struggling through that. Mm-hmm. And I don't want them to say, you're gonna do a little something. It's not gonna be, you need somebody to say, yo, shut the fuck up. You whack, sit down, you wrong. I don't know you, and I don't give a damn. If you don't come back to my office or whatever, I don't care. Give me my money. But this is A, B, C, D. I'm not giving you no other, I'm giving you the straight up equations. Holler back, run me my check. But for your parents, they're gonna be like, well, because there's been people that have been told, even in our area, there are people that tell like, well, you know, God said that you need to look over this, overlook that, do this, do that. I'm saying once you do that, and I'm telling you, because they hinge on that, that's their problem. So what they've done is they made this foundation with these parents or whatever, and it's been living off of that. And sometimes just the mere fact you said something to them, and it may not even be something the parents said, it's just their smile, it's their countenance, like, man, they really came through for us. I don't want to let them down. And you don't be honest with yourself because you were not pushed to the test. You like, I can't let my parents down. They all in on it. It's like, no, that was the first. Y'all need somebody to beat y'all ass, tell you the truth, tell you stink, tell you wrong, tell you right, tell you what you need to do. From that moment on, when you started doing that shit early on, that's when they got fucked up. Because if they did, that's why I'm like, well, wait a minute. If you have I get nuances and shit, like you get to another level and we never experienced this level. Now we got tricks in this part of it. I'm saying when you come to the table, you say, yo, This the skinny, this the real. And you hit with the real, y'all still talking about, well, I'm still, how? You just told them the truth. Why you still on some goofball shit? Why you still trying, well, I don't know. We don't know what happened because from the beginning, you had whack-ass sandy foundation. You didn't have a concrete slab. You have sandy foundation. And you bring in these soft-ass, mama said this, daddy said this. And it's not just what they said, it's just the feeling of they in it. I can't let them down. You doing it for, now you living for them. And so, and that's my opinion, but I'm just saying that right there, when you went there, you just, today, that's been canceled back then. You canceled today back then when you did that. I love them. It's good. I get it. But nobody, I don't know a parent today. The only parent I ever seen in my life that had the temerity and the balls to make sure their kids know the truth was that lady that played Ray Charles' mother in that movie. That's the first mother I ever said, listen, boy, she saw his ass fall, bust his mouth because he was blind. You gonna have to do that. She over there crying while he fucking himself up because he couldn't see. She made him earn his shit because I can't be there for you. That's the only person in my life that I've seen a parent that don't help them up, don't help them do whatever, give them the best thing. I've never seen nobody with that type of discipline that's gonna give you the skinny, and they know they're gonna be hurt by it, and they know they're gonna fall down the stairs. You gotta fall down the stairs and get fucked up. You gotta damn near get hit by the car. I can't stop, but we will save our kids. We're not gonna do that. And my thing is that if you bring them in there, they're not going to give you that. They're going to give you the love that you need. But when that's part of your life, that part right there just changed the trajectory of their relationship. And so I'm not saying, but to me, that was it. Once you do that back then, that's when you fucked up.
But anyway, so
I did.
I just saw that y'all.
Because I was hoping
we was, but you know we did. So with that said, okay, y'all here. Okay, I just said they went to the family, and that's it. Think of that. That's his thought process of that. They went to the family. Okay, so with that said, even though they went to the family, this is the outcome.
Got it.
Okay, they sat in front of both of the fathers who were best friends. The daughter told her dad, and the guy told his dad, "Listen, we have been unhappy for so much amount of time. I don't know exact, so I like to talk exact, but they just said, they're not happy. They tried to do this, that, and the other. So this is what the father said. Collectively together, they said to them that what they think that they both should do is go see a therapist because they don't want to be biased and giving them any kind of advice.
Okay, so they didn't give them any advice.
Yep, they decided that they did not want to give them any advice, although they love them together, although they know they met through them and they know they've been pushing that. They said that it would be too much heaviness on them to just give them advice without them getting the help that they need. I think that was the best thing they could have said to the children. Okay, so now they're in the stage 3. Okay, they decide to go to the therapist. They went and saw several therapists. Each therapist had a different dynamic. They went on retreats, couple retreats. They come back. They went to another therapist. Do something outside of the spouse. They did all different type of dynamics, trying to make it work. Okay? So the next question is, when you're doing everything to make it work, and I'm still unhappy, what do I do next?
Well,
so
that's self-explanatory to me.
Okay, so that's what everybody was saying. It's self-explanatory. But once again, they said, I love you. And what you said earlier, I don't want to be without that person. This is all I know. Fear will keep you doing a lot of things and miss out on what God will have for you because you stuck in it. See, you won't move over because you still stuck right here. See, we sipping and spilling, but he got a lot more to give us. So if I spill these drinks, then he gonna come up and he gonna give us this, which is peace. But we can't get to that because we still holding on. You got to move out of the way to let whatever it is for you come in. And that is, you got to learn how to be uncomfortable to be comfortable. You got to learn how to be honest to know the damn truth. You got to learn, more importantly, to love yourself to be able to love anybody else. So those are my 3 dynamics of solutions to be able to truly be happy. Because if I'm unhappy, I'm going to rock with the person that is just unhappy with my ass, because birds of the feather, they said, flock together, and that's what they do when you all down. But then when the other person get healed, they looking at you sideways like, I ain't on that no more. I don't drink and smoke and stuff no more.
I agree with you on that, and I think the reality of what you said is so poignant and on point. And I think the reality is that it ain't working.
But how long you decide to know? How long you rather you make a decision that's not working is entirely
But see, you can love a person, not necessarily embrace them. You know, there are people that I care
feel
about.
Like people use the word "I love you" too loosely, personally.
Well, there's that. But they've been in a long time relationship, and I don't think that. I mean, unless they don't love each other.
Most of them don't even really know what hell love is. I mean, you just said I love you because you feel good. I like the way this make me feel. You can say it make me feel good, but stop saying I love you, because I love you means you have to love them with flaws and all.
That's unconditional.
And they're human. I think people just take human out. Like, you my man, you my husband. You forget that this person is human. A human make mistakes. That's why they say if you're gonna get married, it need to be me, you, and God, because that's what's gonna keep us together. Now y'all might say I don't believe in it. I don't do this and that. What the hell you think gonna keep you together? You're not gonna be the same. You're gonna change.
I think the constant communication and the agreement to work with one another, love each other. And then like you just said, it was a very important statement you said. People don't know what love is. You don't know love is until you have to be there, love somebody when they ain't giving shit to you. When they're not looking for you, they're not reaching for you, you love them anyway. That's unconditional love. When you're not getting anything from it.
But don't be getting mad though, because it's not reciprocated the way you wanted to. So you still have to make a decision in your mind how you choose to love that person. For example, like I said earlier, I have family members, and I can say I love them because we're family. But I don't look at that word. To me, family is like a whole different type of dynamic. Most people, they live and, that's their everything. Family first and own the family and all that. But sometimes people just show their ass as straight relatives and they're really not family.
Yeah. Aha.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of the things that I think that you can fall in love and you can feel that you're in love. But just as you fell in love, you can fall out of love. And fear keeps us from not admitting that truth, not owning that.
So I'm gonna go. I can chop that up as fearful, being fear of not being with that person and standing in the door of someone else. And there's a word that I've learned, and this is something we've learned in other areas of life, monogamous and non-monogamy and things of that nature called. I forgot the word, but it has something to do with the fact that you love or you like seeing that person that's getting love and satisfaction or something, and it had nothing to do with you. I got to figure the word what it's called. But you like seeing that person being happy, even if you're not the main cause of the happiness.
That's when I feel like you really love that person.
That's when you really love that person, like that. You're happy that they're happy.
Right.
I just think that I'm agreeing with you. So I think that they have to get to the point, whomever you guys are. I don't know who you guys are or anything about it, but whoever you guys are, the reality of it is that what you're doing is you're living on your knees right now. You're living on your knees. You're living in the place of constant stress, worry. You're living defeated. You're living defeated. You're alive. I mean, y'all still married, but you're living defeated. And that's not a way to live. And I say this all the time. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. I'm not going to live in servitude to my circumstance or to my problem or to anything that's going to say you're going to live beneath what you feel or what you want against my privilege. Oh, at least I'm still alive, though. I am still here.
At least we still together. I mean,
still together.
You do this and he do that, and then that's what you did. Most people don't know what it is. You okay with making $2 a week, so to speak, because that's that $2 behavior that you get. As Ed would say, that low frequency. You okay with that?
Yeah.
But when you really truly love yourself, that's why it's really important for you to love yourself. You simply just won't settle for that mediocre shit.
Hell no.
It's a demand. Listen, I know we messed up. I know we're in a bad place. Hell, I know I messed up. Right. I did blah, blah, blah. But I know that in order for us to really evolve, really grow, and really be together, I got to dig deep to see what it is. But most of the time, and people don't like to hear this when I say this, but most of the time, if they're not in the ring with you and they're not going that damn hard and they didn't shut down, it's simply because your ass is just not that important to them. The fear of losing, you can't be there.
My God.
You can't be sitting up there saying, talking about, well, I don't want to go to jail, but you still doing shit to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? You can't be saying, I don't want to lose you, but you still tricking off and doing shit that you ain't supposed to be doing. Let's just keep it 100. At some point, you have to be able to say, I'm the problem.
I'm the problem.
Fuck what they saying to me about they blame. Yeah, they can say, but you know, when you're doing something, you know something, even if the person don't say, they just keep taking your shit, they don't say nothing. You know damn well. It's a thing that, not a thing, but it's something I'm going to say that Tyler Perry said when he was being Medea, when he said, I think it's so true. He said, you come home now, you know you've been mistreating your wife, mistreating your woman, you've been doing blah, blah, blah. And she walking around singing and shit and happy. You know damn well you ain't put that smile on her face. Who fault is that? So when you start side-eye and acting stupid, damn, don't want to beat her ass and this and that because you know she getting the happiness from somewhere, you know you ain't did it. So at the end of the day, you got to own what comes after all the BS in the first place. Really, you got to take a look at yourself. And it's okay. I wish people would stop allowing themselves to be human. It's absolutely okay. You ain't, you know, it ain't the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? For you to have made a mistake or for you to admit that what worked for me 2, 5, 6, 20, 10 years ago don't work for me no more. Now, if the person in you has still enough foundation, as Ed was saying earlier, and that you built on a bunch of stuff, enough, you know, enough foundation to where it will make you want to be more, then you're going to be in there. But sometimes, guys, it's those cracks. And sometimes, you know, the foundation just broken. You know, that's why you want to know when you're in any type of relationship. I've said this to Ed plenty of times. Are we building or are we bonding? Most people like, we build. I want somebody I can build with. I don't. Because that building will break. I want somebody I can bond with. Because we're going to get hit with all kinds of shit. Y'all see all that happening behind us right now? We still doing the show, all kind of different colors and lightning and stuff. That's what I'm talking about. The bond is like this. You don't go nowhere. I don't go nowhere. We in this. This is what we doing. This is how you got to show up with who you mess with all the time, every time. You do. And if that ain't what you want, because listen, you might be there. You might be in that bonding thing. And that other partner, your partner, might not be there yet. They might still be in the building.
That's what an immaturity check is, man. So I think at the end of the day, as Kimmy was saying, the inventory check, somebody somewhere is not being 100% real. And just because you say a truth or a fact, may not necessarily mean you're living in your truth. There's a difference between truth and fact. Right. If you're not living in your truth, because you know, if you're not living your truth and you're not being 100% about if you're not living in your truth, then you can't say you can't say what, or you can't move forward because you have not lived in your truth. You have not said, this is exactly straight up and down. This is what's going down with myself. You have not said that. Y'all are not somewhere along the line, that inventory check, you're talking about somebody is missing something. That some shit didn't get inventory. Some stuff didn't get checked in and marked off. Somebody overlooked something over. Well,
I think a lot of people overlook stuff in relationship because they simply don't want to let go. So they'll say, I overlooked that. But then to your friend, you said it's all this ninja do.
Here's what I will get. I'm gonna give you, these are small victories. I look at things as small victories. Everything is small victories. Yeah. I would say I wouldn't put myself, if we had the conversation, for real conversation, we ain't fixed nothing yet. We talked about it. We addressed it. Shit still, but you know, we finally talked about it. Okay. I don't look at it as being unhappy now. I look at it, we're on the road to finding our happiness.
Okay.
So I would, in my mind, I would take that term out, because why are you still living in unhappiness when you've expressed what's going on? Why are you still living in that? Isn't there still, what I mean by that is like,
it ain't gonna change overnight. You know that, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Time. Okay.
No. But what? So okay. You know, somebody has cancer, right? Just to speak, you have cancer, and you found it. You finally have cancer, and they are starting the process, and they're working to take the cancer, chemo, and all that. You're not still like, man, I got cancer. You're saying you do, but you're not living in a place of there's no hope, because you're working toward the solution. Why are you still talking about the grim and dim when you're working toward the solution?
Because most people don't see a solution as a fix. A lot of people don't see that just because.
That's a low frequency.
I wouldn't say it's low frequency. It's just that's the level of the mindset is that when you have allowed something to be for so long, it becomes normalized. And that's what I'm talking about. Stop
Well, if it's normal,
normalizing, stop
if it's
normalizing
normal,
unhappiness.
if it's normal, why speak on it? Just leave it normal. It's good.
No, but to them, they don't realize that it's normal. They just doing their day to day. They operating the same. They're not looking at it as it's normal. They just not. So I think that's what it is. I say stand up for yourself. Don't just stay in happiness, because there is a way for you to get happiness. But the only way for you to get that way of happiness, you got to get out of your own way. You got to get out of your own way. For most opportunities that is given to us, the reason why you don't get it is because you simply just don't open the door. You're too busy looking back instead of looking forward. You don't want to let go what you have right now, but you don't know what you can acquire, which could be way, way more. And it always is. Something is that simple. You be like, I don't want to hold on. You continue to tell yourself all these reasons you want to hold on, but when you really should, God trying to tell you, let that go. I got some way better for you. But you can't get it until you let that go. So that's what I say to the couple that that I have been DM'd about this story. I hope y'all take Ed and I's advice regarding this and share it with you guys. That's exactly what you should do. That's our, that's our 2 cents on the Sip and Spill show. And we wish y'all the very best of luck. Keep me posted. I know y'all are in therapy right now, and I applaud y'all for even going to therapy. A lot of people don't believe in that, but do what's best for you. But don't live your life. Life is too short to just stay unhappy. You can be happy. You can be happy.
So this other segment we were talking about, we want to get into was
sexual preferences.
Right. So we did this about a month, maybe a little longer than a month ago, maybe kind of been longer than that, a couple months ago, maybe. And we were talking maybe a month and a half. We were talking about, we got to kinks and fetishes and stuff like that. Before we even get into that, I want to talk about, we talked to Bridget and a few other of our friends that were talking about the dating app situations and all the nightmares that went on with that. And when you guys tune in, I would like to hear your comments on that, what your experiences are, because we want to do a show dedicated strictly to that and talk about the nuances with the dating apps and your experiences and the nightmares and everything going on with that.
Please tell us what y'all going through. We would love to hear it.
We love to hear it and talk about it and express it. Some people don't necessarily want to put their business out on the street, and that's fine. We'll put y'all business on the street and give y'all alias names.
As we always do. We ain't scared.
We ain't gonna put y'all. We'll say your name, John and Sally, and some bullshit. But that I want to get into that and talk about that just for a brief moment. About that, and if people want to comment and say what their experiences are with that, but going to sexual preferences, we talked about that a few weeks ago, about a month and a half ago, like I said, and people were really thrown off about some of the stuff we were talking about, and I would like to know if you guys have delved into, if you guys are into kinks and stuff like that. People, especially in these relationships, and they've been in these especially monogamous relationships, and it's like things are kind of mundane. You've been married for so long, and they don't know how to introduce some other stuff to the relationship to spice it up. One thing I would like to do, I think would be kind of dope concept to probably drop. It's like role playing.
Oh, you think that concept is dry?
No, I think I would like to try. People would like to try. It's a role playing. I want to know what y'all experience. Role playing, like being somebody different. It makes things
so much easier, I think.
Being somebody different, or meeting up at a very inconspicuous location and acting like y'all picking each other up at a restaurant or bar or club or something, or at a gas station in front of people, making this big display. I
guess that's the whole point of what we're trying to say, what Ed is saying, and I want to speak for him, but you're literally saying about spicing it up.
Right.
But the DM that I got about sexual preference goes back to the first thing we was talking about, is being sexually unhappy.
Okay? Oh my God.
That's what we wanted to, that's what we're going to touch base on.
How do you tell somebody
that you want to do different things?
Or how do you tell somebody that you're not happy with their sex?
Okay, so like we did the show, which we're going to do a part 2, but this time I think we're going to have where different people that actually do different things. The threesomes, they open with, getting a red ball in their mouth, or, all kind of stuff. It's a lot of different things. I am for whatever floats your boat, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you are comfortable in doing that. So I want to talk about something that I got hit with about Ed is doing something that makes them unhappy. there's a woman that she does something. She does, and I'm speaking for her because no, of course she don't want to put this out there, but she does not like having sex with her partner because she feels that he has a terrible hygiene problem. She also feels that it's starting to just make her narcissistic, so she be just lying, saying she on her period for months because she just don't want to be with him. She loves him, but once again, she unhappy with this sexually, and she'll be like drawing him bath water when he come home. He won't even get in it.
So can I ask you a question? What do you? Okay, were you privy? You gonna drink some more?
I just got a funny feeling for the sake. It's that low frequency shit.
No.
This people lives, y'all.
No.
I promise you, I couldn't make this shit up in my voice.
I was going to ask you, was she specific as to where the odor was coming from?
She said she only smells it when they sexually active.
But from where?
I guess when his ass is naked.
Get your ass. This is the kind of shit. This is why my partner is fucking amazing. This is the kind of shit you never know the kind of ridiculousness that's going to come out of her mouth.
Look,
I never have a dull moment with this crazy girl. Okay?
Look, I promise y'all.
Okay.
I don't know, but anyway, I want to get it through the story. Just look. That, and also she just feels like he's super big.
He's heavy.
So she feel like he's super big.
He's fat?
Yes.
Oh, I know that's not. Okay.
Okay, so she said he's heavy in the stomach area and everything. And she just said that, she said they used to have, she said to me, she don't believe that it's because he's heavy, because they've had a very active, sexual life. It was great. She just feel like in the last year or so, or so. So, one of the suggestions I'm thinking, Ed, that I think that he should go to the doctor. And I know it's going to be hard for her to convey this, but sometimes, and I know this is me speaking on this is Kimmy Kim speaking medically now, okay? So I don't know exactly whether areas she just said only when they have sex. However, I asked this question, okay? I know this is deep, it gets, but I'm going to go there because it happens. Hey, Nicole. She said you guys.
Hey, now. Hey, Nicole.
See how I say nobody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that said, she said, I asked her the question, after you get through making love, okay? When he, leaves you, whatever, you get ready to go to the bathroom, whatever. Do you have a scent on you? So ladies, let me just encourage you, and just share with you how you might want to, engage, because men have things that they don't even know they have. They just walk around like it's normal. They basically don't see nothing on their snake. They feel like ain't nothing wrong with their snake. Okay, but that's not true all the time. Sometimes it comes out, in that smell of their semen. So I asked her, did she smell anything on her? She said, absolutely, and she hates it. She said, take her days to get rid of it.
The smell from his semen or smell from his?
Having intercourse with him, the smell. She says she take baths, she do, vinegar water, all that stuff a woman try to, as people would say, rinse their monkey, so to speak, without me saying. I'm trying to be old school with it, y'all. Okay, I'm going there because I go there, but I'm still trying to be, saying, no, fuck that. Let me go and be who I am. So with that said, I'm always am, but sometimes. Give happy the Lord is healing you. And you so happy seeing you. Thank you so much, Nicole. It's the prayers of you and everybody else.
Thank you,
know
Nicole.
What I'm saying? Looking out for me. I am very blessed, very, very grateful.
Using her arm.
And I'm using her arm.
Listen, I used to hold the other arm down. Nicole, I'm sorry.
God is good.
I used to hold the other arm while she was in the hospital, and I would do like this to her face. And she couldn't move her left arm. It was so terrible. I tortured her. So for those of y'all
blessed and highly favored, y'all.
This arm was doing nothing. But anyway, go ahead. I want you to finish the story. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. With the young lady, basically, she said every time they come together, intercourse, the scent and everything is with her. She done everything. She done been tested. She don't have absolutely anything. And it's a lot of things women can go after to be tested to see. However, they suggested that her husband come in so he can be tested because he may have some.
So he's like arguing with her. Goes to sexually unhappy, arguing with her. So she got to the point where she said, Kimmy Kim, I want to give him an ultimatum. Do you think I'm wrong? Y'all tell me what you think. She said, do you think I'm wrong? Because I told him that we will no longer have sex until he go to the doctor because it's just too bad on me. Plus, it just, she just don't like it, okay? Without me going all into detail. She don't. He's like, well, you see, his first thing was, you messing with somebody else? But she said, I'm not messing with nobody else. I just want, the life that we had, our sexual life, to be the way it used to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so great. We love you too, Nicole. So, I was like, girl, you're going to have to just, she said she want to give him an ultimatum. I'm going to tell y'all what I feel about ultimatums. Ultimatums are built to backfire. You want somebody that loves you, wants you, and want to be with you, spend time with you, have sex with you, intimacy with you. You want someone that is willingly wanting to do that on their own. You shouldn't be seducing seductively unless y'all in a role play acting, or you in that type of, you in a regular everyday relationship. The will of that is natural. Okay, so the day that she tells him, if you don't do this, we ain't gonna do that, that gives him the power, damn it, to go be with somebody else that wouldn't give a damn about his smell.
Right.
You heard me? Act like it ain't nothing. I wash this off from me, hell. I don't know what your wife talking about. I'm saying. What I'm saying? It's always, I'm gonna say that. I've been told this so true. It's always somebody waiting in the wings. Remember that, people. Because when you keep that in your mindset, you move different. Listen, when you got money, I'm okay. Come
on with it.
When you got money, okay, I always say this. I'll never forget. I was telling my coworkers, we was cracking up laughing about this years ago. They said, but when you broke, okay, you know what I'm saying? You at the beginning stage is how you have sex. You bumping pelvis. You know what I'm saying? You broke. You bumping pelvises. You want to feel good. You know what I'm saying? And then when you got money, you fuck different. It's just a different thing. Your confidence and everything else is different. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I damn near want this nigga to put a baby in me if I'm on that. Because, you know what I'm saying? He got that bread. You know what I'm saying? A broke guy and a man that got money, they going to get dealt with different. The whole ride is going to be different. One of them going to feel like they straight being got up on. Another going to be like, I'm trying to get through with this shit because I need to go through my shit. Right. I'm just saying. So y'all know I keep it 100. And I'm just saying, with that statement, I told her, don't give him an ultimatum. I mean, I'm telling her right now, don't give him an ultimatum, sweetheart. But you do have to tell him what's up and say, this simply don't work for me. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity of time to fix this and find out. Because if you really love me, that's what you would do. Okay, so that was one of the sexual preferences. But Ed, you can come into what you do. We got another one.
Just on that, I want to there's some cleansers that he could use that they use at the hospitals or whatever they use when they do. They use the cleanser at the hospital. And for those who don't know, I was trying to find. So I was on my phone trying to find the name of this particular thing. It's Walgreens have this. It's an antiseptic cleanser, and they use it when they clean in wounds and stuff or whatever. And so there's a cleanser you can use that will, if you use that cleanser, it can eliminate the smell. If it's around, especially if it's around his private. Now, he would definitely have to see a doctor if it's around other parts of his body. Now, I had a friend of mine that was a heavy, very, 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 extremely heavy person. And I don't think he even knew that he kept an odor on him. And I think it's because there's certain spots you can't reach. And it's just dead skin that's just probably staying on the folds of the body. So you can't exfoliate your entire body because you can't reach it. You need people to cleanse you, and even if you're in the shower, you can't cleanse yourself. Those will be dead skins that kind of stay under the folds of your skin, dead cells, and that gives you a smell. So if he's that heavy, that's an issue. He has to. And one of the things could be is they can agree that she can help bathe him or shower cleanse him. Also, using that particular cleanser that I'm trying to find. They can use, they can cleanse them, and he don't have to do it every day. Do it every few days around your private area and around your in areas that you may be difficult for them to clean. So that's something to do, just to throw it out there outside of him going to the doctor and things of that nature. It's so fucked up because I would love for us as couples or people to be able to have these conversations. We get so defensive. Men, I mean, we're so fucking, and I've been guilty of it. We're so our ego is so fragile. Like, who are you talking to? Tell me I'm stank. What the fuck?
Look, yeah, stank. Okay, you stank, babe.
And it's like it's hard to hear. You know,
nobody let you touch me.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But
you know, ladies, we can't do that. We don't want to hurt their egos are so fragile.
You have to tell them. You got to say something.
But you have to tell them, because if you really love your woman, though, or the woman you mess with, nobody wants. The worst thing I think a man can tell a woman is that she smells, and the worst thing a man can tell a woman can tell a man that he smells. Now, what Ed suggested was externally. Externally, you can clean yourself. Right. You heavy sex, you done got that done lapped over. You need to lift that stomach up. Something if you can't reach it. You know what I'm saying? How you, baby? If she love you, baby, get to that part. You know I can't. You know what I'm saying? But that's externally. Okay. I think in his part, it's internal because it's inside of her. So that's semen. That's inside. That means when he releases, she goes to the bathroom. You go to wash up. She smell it. Listen, it should be a warm, loving one. You should know your man's scent. If you having sex regularly with your man, you should know his scent. That's it. That's all. If that dynamic changes, then now we're talking about yeast, bacterial vaginosis, or he didn't call things that come home to you from chlamydia to gonorrhea. Everything don't got to itch or smell and still exist on a man. So I'm gonna give y'all this one little thing that I say that I think that every woman should do. If you're having sex with a man on a regular, your husband, your man, your situation, your friends would benefit, whatever. But if you absolutely think that something's going on, there's a problem with any type of thing you're thinking of, this is all you have to do. You will get a white towel, ladies. Okay? You can make it part of the intimacy that you got going on. You will get a white towel. You will wet that white towel. You will make that white towel hot. Okay? You will dip it in a little distilled vinegar, just a little bit. Okay? This is not going to burn his Pinot at all, period. Okay? Not around it, not on the head, nothing. Okay? And you're just going to begin to wash. I feel like that, you should do that anyway. And you get to wash. Now, when you wash it, just rub it off. Make sure it's a white towel because you need to see. If you wipe it and there's absolutely nothing there, you know what I'm saying? Some his drawers, whatever, good. But if you wipe it, okay, and then there's some smears, okay, of different color on there, and see like the skin roll when we've been in the water too long and it's coming off, there is an infection on him. Number one, the first one usually is a yeast. It affects them different than it affects us. We have Canada in our bodies already. We do. Now, for any gynecologist that's watching this, you're more than welcome to come on and tell me even more and put it on this. But this, once again, is something I know, something I heard. Okay? Studying in my life of being in the medical field, I've seen this happen. I've seen this actually demonstrated plenty of time to show the difference, especially in urologists when a man is being told this when they're having problems when they go see their urologist about what's going on with my penis. Okay? So that is a good way to tell. And some men, want to know this. They want to make sure their situation is situated all the time. That's what you should want to know. However, that's what I suggest, girlfriend. That's what you need to do. Find out if something wrong. That's your own little take. Include that in the process. And then once you share him to that or show him to that, maybe then y'all can make that extra step to the doctor. Now I'm going to get out of that part and go on to the next sexual preference. People say, I'm just tired of having sex the same way. I'm sick of it. I'm bored. Okay? Everybody have different ways they like to be dealt with. Okay? Everybody. Now, but if you're one of those people that just don't say nothing and you just constantly lay on your back, some men say they like their women to tell them they want it. Some men like to always be the one that initiates. Some men say, I like her to initiate, but I don't like her to initiate. And some women say, I initiate, subliminally, but then he be like, forget it, and he go to bed. Okay, so I'm going to let Ed say, as a man, he has friends and different things like that. And just being a man, do you feel like not just initiation, but telling your person you don't want to do it the same? Would you be able to take that if your woman told you, okay, so I know your routine, and she tell you, we're going to do this, 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 and this, and then you're done. And I don't like that. So do you think she should tell him?
I think she
or
should
do you
tell
think
him.
She should show him and then he start looking at her side?
I think that as okay, so I think I think she should tell him.
Okay.
And I think he should be to me, I think see that's the thing about this is why I don't get this why we had this conversation. I talk about I'm not a pussy man or whatever. It's because I like to be involved with my girl. I gotta care about the person that I'm involved with. If I care about the person, I want you to be happy. I want you to be pleased about what I do. It's about I want to know how you feel. It's like a waiter or a server.
Mm-hmm.
And now if you're serving me and you like, look, I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm like, okay, go on, do your thing. This is why I like it. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm into it as a man, whether I got a 75-inch penis or a 3-inch penis, either way, you still want to be able to make sure she likes it. Some women like the big penis and some women don't.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on who you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you want to know what they like. So in that case, you should be open to her telling you what it is because I'm like I say this all the time. I'd rather know than not know. Tell me what it is, what's going on, what you don't like, so I'll know what to do because I don't want to be the guy like, yeah, man, put it on down. Oh wow, she talking about you like you a whack ass dude. And I'm like, I'd rather just a straight. And she dogging you, and then she look at you like, why are you doing your
and you
thing?
don't, and right, and then you don't want to be in a relationship where you think you're doing something and your woman, you come in and I have a friend, he came in and called this girl on the phone telling her friends how whack he is.
That was crazy. I had a situation, somebody really, really close to me was telling me about a situation they had with their partner. And they were like, what do I do? The sex is whack.
Wow.
And the lady telling me about the guy.
Okay.
And I was like, you got to talk to him. I said, they were like, you have to talk to him. I said, because otherwise you're going to, and they had a conversation and they said it was like a 3-hour conversation. And they sat there in amazement and stunned, like, are you fucking kidding me? But she had to have a conversation with him. And I said, if you care about him, you need to tell him. And if he cares, he's going to listen.
Exactly.
In that moment, he's going to be like, who the fuck you talking to?
Yeah, he's going to be taken back a little bit. But if he really loves you, he'll
you have to have a conversation.
But also women, you do too. Like, okay, I'm going to go there. I'm going to talk about my boy. I'm going to put it out there. He said he's with his girl, that he do not like the way she gives him head, and he don't know how to tell her. He said it hurts. He pulls her head back. She still thinks she killing it, telling her she was the best. And he said
that ain't for everybody.
He said he just don't think she know what she doing at all. And he said, I used to love it, not from her, he said, but he said he would rather her not. And he said she's getting mad because he keep like not wanting Earl, period, and she feel like she the bomb diggity and she want to keep doing it. And he was like, how do I tell her that it's what? He said, I can't keep keeping her off and dodging her and then just trying to do other things.
He got to say
her to know.
I would say it while she's
like she gonna snap.
While she's in the act, you say, hey, can you try this for me, baby? I like you. Can you try this?
He said he tried that. And she still she'll do it for a minute. And then he said, it's just like, she said, boy, shut up. You know you like it. And he don't. I said, you're not being assertive enough.
She's in teeth.
He just said she has bitten him before. But he don't like it, period, though. It's not to him. She just don't like it, guys.
Some people use their throat too much. Some women, they might be hurting his, can probably pop his penis at the base. And if you're hitting that throat, if you got that numb throat thing going on,
yeah, you numb your throat, your deep throat, and all that stuff. But I mean, how do we tell her though?
He has to tell her.
Okay, so
she's gonna get mad, but she got to know the truth. She gonna get mad. You know what? Let's just deal with this.
Just Kim. Be mad.
Kim, here's the thing. Not even just that. Shit. We gotta stop all this bullshit. Like, I don't want them to be mad, but you gonna keep getting fucked up, getting bad head, bad sex, bad relationships.
So it goes back to what I was saying earlier, y'all. As I always say. We're talking about being unhappy, and now we was on the subject of happy in relationship. I ain't even get to career yet, but being unhappy, we just talking about, now we're talking about being unhappy sexually. So you're absolutely true. Absolutely correct. You need to keep it 100 and tell your mate, because baby, you missing out on having pleasure. God made sex for pleasure. It needs to be enjoyed, okay, and not tolerated. You need to be celebrating that. If you add, look, this the same thing can kill you. You understand me? So, you know, if you want to be sitting up thinking about dying from it, damn it, you want to be thinking about enjoying the hell out of it. Because it is power in it. Okay? So with that said, you want to get the best that you can out of that. And look, I will be on the forehead, bro. It ain't working.
Stop that.
What you do? Okay, now if you try to have the conversation and it still don't work, then you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what else.
Nicole says communication is everything in a relationship, especially in the bedroom. You need to be able to communicate your needs, wants, and desires.
Right.
For without it, your sexual relationship will not thrive. It'll just because people start falling off and start
mediocre relationships, and and then this would happen though. They be sitting up talking about, they've been dealing with that, and then they go out with someone else, and then they feel like that person ain't shit. He just did that because you missed out on what you did, but you can really, you know what I'm saying? You make it, it ain't, he ain't shit. He ain't, and she ain't, but you just did that because you were not getting that at home. Try to fix it first and be open to it, people. Be open to stop being so set and stuck. I'm gonna
say this. One of the best experiences I've had, and this is at home, was having a conversation. And it wasn't about it being bad. It was about me thinking that they weren't open to it.
Okay.
Like one of the best.
Okay.
Listen, I gotta give her props. Okay, the missus. She does not struggle in that area. She know, but it was like we were young and we didn't know and stuff like that. And I thought she was just, she wouldn't. When I said what I said, and it wasn't even it was never a criticism. It was like, man, we'll try this. She's like, what? You ain't saying nothing. I'm like, oh, shit. And it's one of the things like Nicole said, you communicate like you just said. You say whatever and it'd be like, you ain't said nothing.
Y'all talking about me.
You ain't said nothing.
Don't get him going. Okay.
You ain't said shit. You want to play? Shit.
So anyway, the moral of that story is that you all want to make it your business to absolutely. You never know what you be missing because you're too busy. As I said again, you get stuck and you normalize being unhappy, and so you miss out. And it don't have to be that way.
What is that? Why we do that though?
Because everybody is fear. Behind fear is everything you ever want. You got to open your mouth and say what you want. And be able to take a loss. Rejection is not the end of the world. Listen, just because that person can't give it to you.
Damn.
Just because that person can't give it to you.
Where you finna go?
Just because that person can't give it to you.
Damn.
That doesn't mean that it cannot be given to you.
Damn. You telling people leave their people?
No. I said just because that person can't give you that doesn't mean, doesn't mean it can't be given to you. Because listen, the person you might be asking to give it to you, okay, that spouse might need to be renewed, re-energized, re-empowered. Just like what he just said about the missus, okay? Just like he just said about his wife. He asked her, he took a limb, he took a risk, he took a jump. And then she was like, what you talking about? I got you. So with that said, the person that he thought didn't give him the answer. The person that the answer he thought he was going to give was some other person. The person that gave him the answer is the real. So that's what I'm saying. I'm never saying to do anything outside of your relationship in any kind of way. No. You know what I'm saying? If that's your story, whatever kind of life you live in, Kimmy Kim don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep it 100. That's what you do. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying you have the most realest relationships and you have the most realest sexual preferences and relationships with the person you are intimate with when you be honest.
Nicole is crazy. She said you need to spank her butt for that.
You talking about the missus.
Right.
So with that said, but he don't never know. Nobody don't ever know until you step outside the box. Most people go to other people. And you might can have everything you want right in there, but you don't never know.
I'm glad you said that. I'm going to say this to you guys. Me and Kimmy talk about, she's best friends, and we talk about everything from the root to the fruit. Kimmy does not judge or anything like that. We have our difference of opinions, but that's fine. We respect each other's opinion. But one thing we will not advocate for you. I don't give a damn what your thing is. Do not step outside. We don't advocate tricking off and lying. So I don't want us to come off like just go try something else. Because I was messing with her. I was like, oh man, they ain't getting somebody else. No, Kim would never say no shit like that. I would never say that. So we talk about polyamory, we talk about monogamy, we talk about those type of things. But we really think that we say this all the time in our church days. We say it's in the house. What you need, you have within you. And I would try, like even with that couple we were talking about earlier, what you need, what you want is within you guys. I don't think you guys are. It's something about, like she said, that fear. That's primarily what it is. You guys are afraid to be away from each other or whatever that, I don't know, whatever that is. It's something there that's keeping that. If y'all talked about it, that is confusing me with that, but it's in there. I don't know
where you're going yet, but I don't think I agree so far.
What part?
You said that it's within you. It's not always. Sometimes You stay with each other way beyond the expiration.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that you have to at least explore that. Which
okay,
you have to
so,
check it. Yeah, if you checked it and y'all say this ain't it,
but it's still up to you.
Jump out.
But it's still up to you, your own personal self, deciding when enough is enough. But you can't. What I think a lot of people make the mistake is you blame the person and you resent the other person because you stayed in it too damn long and you ain't never changed. You didn't do that for that person. You did that for you. See, when you start looking at a lot of shit that you do, that's how you will make better decisions. You base your decision off what somebody else gonna do, you're gonna lose every time. Every time. You can't bank yourself on if I do this, then they do this. If you loving them and they're not giving you back, if you telling that person you don't like what they want sexually and they still keep doing the same thing, you telling the person this not make me happy and they still keep doing the same thing, how long you gonna put up with that? That's entirely up to you. Because once again, people, even God himself gave us a choice between him and the devil. So it ain't no different. It's up to you. Your choice. How long you want to stay, how long you want to put up in it. You can tell yourself all the reasons, the kids, we've been together long, we've been together since we was young, this and that. So your unhappiness, I say this, I can't say it no more. You create the type of love life that you want. And most of the time that you're putting up with things is simply because you're fearful of putting up with something else, or you being selfish, okay? You selfishly don't want to be without it. And you say, I'd rather put up with this than take that. People make wages all the time. And if you could really see, if your life was in front of your face and you can see all the wages that you've made and all the choices and decisions that you made that you applied that came against you instead of for you, God sees things that we don't see. So stop, put in your car, okay, in reverse, trying to drive forward.
Damn. Go ahead,
so the most person that you need to deal with, and I'm gonna say it till I can't say no more. People say self-love like I'm giving myself this and I'm spending that time. No, real self-love is an inventory check on your damn self. And that's the reason why I can sit here right now in front of y'all today and tell you about all the wisdom that I have been blessed to learn and know, because it's healed pain. I got tired of looking at other things and other situations. Kimmy Kim, look at her. That's why I always say on this show, I say it till I can't say it no more. I speak about what I know and not what I heard. Because when you can speak from experience, you can talk to me. You know what that's like. So it's a whole bunch of different dynamic relationships. I think Ed was trying to give the flowers to people that one of the things, if you want to spark up your sexual life, we were saying on another show, we're going to do this again. And that is, you might want to role play, you want to meet different places. But what I say is that you got to get in the ring first. So if you keep doing the phone, you dialing, and she pick up the first time and she talk to you, and then something else happened, she pick up the phone the second time and she talk to you, pick up the third time and something happened, you talk to you, then you start knowing that the rings keep getting longer and longer before she answers, okay? Or his rings. All of a sudden, you can answer your ass on a dime. You send a text, he answer you quick, what's up, babe? Okay? You send a call. What's up, babe? I don't care what he doing or she doing. What's up, babe? Let you know now I go 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Hell. Yeah, I meant to get back to you, but listen, don't start something that you can't finish. Because most relationships start off a certain way and people don't realize and accept that you change. Feelings change, thoughts change. You change for real. And it's okay, but you gotta stop acting like your ass ain't human with the changes. You are human. The way that I can tell y'all right now, I'm gonna speak on myself. I can speak as just I do. I met somebody, and the way that I felt when we got married and all that stuff, the way that I felt about that person then, I don't feel that way about feeling like that now. It doesn't matter if it's bad, good, indifferent. I just don't feel the same. Things happen. Things change. Now, it's entirely up to that person to deposit into me to make me feel even more about them. So say if you fell in love, you in love, okay? Ed in love with his wife, right? They fell in love with the beginning. The deposits need to be way more than the goddamn withdrawals. Am I right?
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying it's in any type of relationship. What we deposit in our children come 10 times fold back to us, right? Sometimes, not always, because you have to meet everybody in your life that's important to you. You have to meet them where they are. In partnerships, doing this, doing that, being friends. You know what I'm saying? Your dynamics, even best friends, y'all change. You go through different things. You don't look at things like you used to look at things. It's just the way it is. But you know what I feel that's the most lasting, long relationships? It's people that do the work. They do the inventory checks. They have the gut wrenching, come to Jesus conversations. Mm-hmm. They do the tears. They do I'm mad at you. They do the no, fuck you. No, you did that shit to me. All that. And then you come back together. You know what? I fuck with you. As Ed would say, the long way. Mm-hmm. You know why? That's the bad, the good, the indifferent. Sometimes today. No, your ass bipolar. No, your ass bipolar. Fuck it. We bipolar together. But even when I heal, I still fuck with you because I love you. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to love, and I say this too, you got to be able to love someone in more than one way. You got to be able to love them in 100 different ways, 100 different times. You got to consistently and constantly choose them all the time. I'm going to tell you, it's not easy. I was just, okay, Nicole, girl, listen, I just got to call you out because I know you've been praying for me and the abuse that I have endured. Okay, so I'm using my left hand, thank you, Jesus. But the abuse that I had endured from this person, I don't want to say his name, but I'm just saying I've been through a lot in our relationship. Has changed. Sometimes he says stuff that, I don't know why, but like right now, I don't know.
I'm gonna hit you in that. You know if you're gonna get abused, though. You never know. She started doing this shit real talk. She started jumping. And I'm like, Kim, I don't do you like that.
And then he started feeling bad. And I'm like, Mitchell, stop abusing me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, with love, though. With love. But it's with love and laugh. Listen, laughter will keep you through a lot. Through all my pain, I was able to laugh. Okay? But Ed knew I don't play that shit. And I'm absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? I can take it because it's him. But I promise to God, if it was somebody else, it won't be the same.
Listen, I'm scared.
But today this ninja, y'all
I'm scared. Listen, I'm scared if something.
Because I'm gonna get him back.
Boy, I got him so bad. Oh my God.
Oh God, it's coming
back. And I recorded it. I'm gonna put it out there. I recorded it.
I was a hot ass mess.
Look,
give me
the left arm could not move. And I pushed her right arm down, and I used my hand. And I was acting like I was slapping her face. It was the funniest.
Y'all have no idea the abuse.
She's like, no.
And all the laughter. He laughed at me.
She's like, please
He laughed through all my. I felt like just a little girl in the hospital bed. Like, yeah, please just stop.
And I'm like, nobody can hear you, okay? It's just me. The nurse is way down the other end of the hall.
Y'all have no idea.
Anyway, that's the kind
all
of
in love and fun, y'all. All in love and fun. Joey Walter said, love your show. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you. So with all that said, we love you guys. We love the support. We want y'all to please like, subscribe, and share. So just to give the people the rundown again, because we like to walk through a little bit about what our show is about. I've been asked this question. I said I was going to share this with you. Mm-hmm. So Ed and I are two friends. We're not related. His last name is Mitchell, so is mine. Mm-hmm. And all our families, we are the Mitchells. Yes, we are bond. So if your last name Mitchell, we fucks with you. But we are the bond, from the wives to the ex-husbands to the sons to the one daughter. Okay. Right. So we love all our Mitchells, and y'all will be seeing us coming on. We got an episode that's coming up with Ed's daughter-in-law. I would say my daughter too. That's coming out. That's gonna be. We'll be talking about our family.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joy. We appreciate the share. So we want to make sure that everybody do know what we do. We're a variety show. We also do characters, which is we will be putting one out hopefully tonight. Right. Watch us. We'll be doing a show about us couples. If you follow us, we have story dialogue. So there's one I'm talking about our different dialogues. So we have Dr. K, which is a doctor, which is a therapist. Mm-hmm. And then there's different men that come here, which Ed plays. There'll be June. There'll be DJ EJ Swag. There's Dan. There'll be Mitch. So it's a lot of different people. Dr. Mitch. Mm-hmm. So Ed plays those characters. I play a K Devil role, KK, Jaquisha. We play a lot of different roles, and tonight we'll be doing KK. If you follow the story, KK and DJ E Swag I've been wanting to meet with each other and actually date. KK been low-key crushing on him. He been low-key crushing back. They didn't know each other, so they finally gonna meet up. It's so crazy that Ed and I, not all the time, can see who's watching, and then they'll hit us with, when y'all gonna do characters? And I know I've been out of commission because of me, and we haven't been able to do that, but your girl is back full effect, so we will be bringing y'all back. So we do characters. We like to talk about things people don't like to talk about. Why? Because it needs to be heard. It needs, everybody got something to say. Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill, we want you to be able to bring it to this platform because we feel, fuck that, it's okay.
So a lot of our show is, like she just said, is a lot of based on a lot of characters, us having real talk conversations, us being kind of what we call motivational speaking or life coaches, so to speak, and then having these hard conversations. We talk about the dichotomy. We go there, talk about sexual preferences. We talk about relationship dynamics. If people tricking off and cheating and stepping out, how men feel about control, all that kind of stuff. We even with our characters, we get into crazy misogyny, all types of stuff. We talk about these crazy topics about how men think about black women and their hair and what women can and cannot do, and who does this or who was whatever, what she can and cannot do, what men can and cannot do. We get to all those different topics, even as without characters. We do that in real life. And we talk about relationship options. If you have a relationship and you want, like we just talked about today, like, okay, don't just bounce, don't just do this, talk about it, have these real conversations. So that's what our show is about. And we like to talk to y'all. We talk back and forth with you guys too. We just keep it a buck. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Our show's a little different. There's a lot of shows out there. I'm gonna say this real quick. I was listening to people. I've been hearing a lot of things. People saying, well, everybody got a podcast, this and the other. And I understand it. Everybody has a salon. Everybody has a restaurant. Everybody has everything. I don't know how many people make fucking t-shirts, but for some reason people buy t-shirts from whatever they want to do, whatever. So we do all these different characters, and we do it out of love. And this is what we do every day. I'm gonna ask you guys to do us a favor. Okay, she saw the color.
She said,
I want for every day. I want you guys to try your best to help us and like and subscribe and share our content. Share us on YouTube. We're on Facebook too, but share us on YouTube. We need our subscribers up. I'm asking you to do us a favor, okay? This is one of the things. This is like a church. We're asking for offering time. This is offer time. Listen, guys, if you watch our video, we ask you guys to subscribe to us on YouTube because we do this every day. We do a product every week, and we're not doing anything like boosting, and we're not cloud chasing anything like that. We're doing it naturally, which we will if we have to. We will get on, I guess, celebrities. I don't know. We haven't done that. We just ask. We want to do it. We want to do it naturally. We want to do our product the right way. So I want you guys to share our content on YouTube and Facebook, but primarily YouTube. It's mainly YouTube, both of them. But just subscribe. We need our subscribers up. We get our subscribers up. We can start having we can get a little bit more. As you can see, we got that's our logo. We're building our logo. We're branding. And we're doing this all out of pocket. But the stuff that we do, I ain't gonna lie, I think we dope as fuck. And then honestly, we're giving you a little bit of our characters. We get a little bit. We're not giving you everything. Like if you used to see us crazy, her acting chops are ridiculous. She goes right into it's like and scene, and she goes right into and we do things and we get on the cuff. You might see us at a stand-up comedy show doing stand-up. We specialize in that. We impromptu conversations. Like we want to do what is that? Improv.
We're gonna do improv.
We are improv people. We can just go from cat burglar to being a pastor and minister to being people in the hospital to being kids and parents. You know, we go from every character, from being the monogamous one to be fighting, to be sad, to be angry, to be, you know what I'm saying, excited. We do all of those different things. So just rock with us. And we ask you guys, this is our little talk. We're passing the offering basket around. Please share our content. Encourage your friends to subscribe to us on YouTube, to like our page on Facebook. But subscribe to us on YouTube. We need subscribers. We need it. We need you guys. And listen, the ones that have subscribed to us, we really thank you guys.
We appreciate all our subscribers, all the likes,
all the comments. I do not want a day go past and act like we do not appreciate our gratitude. All the gratitude is through the roof. We wake up every morning thanking and appreciating our lives, our relationship, our friendships, our families. We appreciate the good, the bad, and the indifferent, as she said earlier. So we live a life of gratitude and gratefulness and humbleness. And so humbly we ask you with gratitude to share our page, to share the information, If you like a video, go through our videos. If you haven't gone through our video, go through our catalog of videos and pick ones you like and share that one that you think somebody you know may like and it may resonate with them, as Kimmy was saying, or something that you may think that you think is funny, or something you think like, damn, this really, I really never thought of this. This is really weird. You know, send it out and share with it on YouTube and Facebook, but definitely YouTube. Okay, guys, we like you, we love you, we want more of you. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say before we log out.
Yeah, I want to say our upcoming show that we're going to be doing, Lois Willie, next weekend is, I think it's Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. So I wanted to invite everybody to come on for that Saturday prior to Mother's Day. And we want to do another thing. We're going to put it all out there. Ed's probably hearing this for the first time. But I would like to do what I call a grown and sexy sip and spill pajama party. That means we're going to be on here in PJs. We want y'all to sign on. We want y'all to send us Facebook shots showing us that you are sharing our content, that you are telling everybody about it, and we can see our subscribers going up as we're live, okay? Because we can be live on here with you all the time. And for the person that can do that the most, I want to offer this gift. That person, first of all, I don't want you to be a subscriber if you don't fuck with us for real, okay? I'm like that. That's me, all Kimmy Kim. But if you do, and you want to share with us, then this will be your prize. The person that can share over 30 people with us and they become subscribers on PJ Sip and Spill night, you will have your very own suite downtown Chicago if you're in Illinois. And if you don't, it's time for you to come visit. Come check our city out, right? Mm-hmm. You can be on the rooftop having your one-on-one on me with your girl and your boy Sip and Spill. You know what I'm saying? So come on through. You can do whatever you want to do, but we're going to have live shows every Saturday night with or without you. But if you share us, then we know you mess with us. Okay. Then why not give you that? Because your girl is plugged. So come on. So just like my boy said, he calling it offering, you know, and we got the bucket out. At the end of the day, I'm going to say, I know God will prevail, and I believe and I have the faith that everything and anytime that Ed and I get on here spending our quality time. And I'm going to tell y'all, it's not always easy to do this. We do it because we love it. And we do it because I know I wish back in the day I had a platform to be able I can talk to and have that person to say things to like we do. Mm-hmm. So we definitely welcome y'all to do that. But that's our prize from here until I can't say it no more. I'm going to keep saying that. Please like, subscribe, and share. But more importantly, we need to see that you share. Send us your very own list of who shared, and we'll be able to tell who subscribed to us.
We appreciate it. Listen, guys, we like you. We love you. We want more of you. And remember, on our show, we do this all the time. Mm-hmm. It's been real and it's been fun. Every time we do our show with you, the people that fucks with us, it's always, don't get it twisted. It's always real motherfucking fun. We'll holler back at you guys, okay? Love you guys. Like, subscribe, and share. Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill on all platforms. You heard me.
Check out our shows later.
Peace.